Hello and thank you for tuning in to The Next Story. I'm your host Justin DeMilan and I'm here today with LJ James and Brian, also known as Eclipse from the Red Barn Riders. You may be familiar with LJ's name. You are a freelance writer who has been published in, I can't even begin to count how many different places.
For years I kept submitting things. I would submit stories to all these different biker magazines and I got turned down over and over and over and over again. And then Full Throttle magazine was starting up on Long Island. A couple of months later, I'm getting phone calls from this magazine, from this magazine, from that magazine. I grew up around my father and my uncles, and they're all bikers. And they taught me what it meant to be a biker. I think today's biker world is great. I think it's getting back to where it was. We're not a motorcycle. We're a riding club. The AMA charity RC, the Red Barn Riders.
Okay.
But I was in motorcycle clubs for years and all that, and very serious ones and everything. And I loved it. Don't get me wrong, I loved it, but then I got hurt and everything, and now I'm over here. I met these guys. I had no plans on ever being in a club again, and I met the Red Barn Riders, and it was everything I was looking for. If I was going to start a club, it would have been the Red Barn Riders.
Been the Red Barn Riders.
Yeah, they were just perfect, and doing help and just helping everybody, doing charity stuff.
Reality is I retired from the United States Navy from
fantastic.
22 years, and it's a form of brotherhood that was missing from my life. You had it with the military, everything else was going on, and then get with these guys. We're joking around, we're fighting, arguing and all this other stuff. But in all the end, is I'll have my brother's back, just like they'll have mine, and that's what I was looking for.
This is something I've come across a lot, and I'm Navy myself. I did 6 years, and
Awesome.
I noticed, for a long time after I got out, that I don't know if emptiness is the right word, but just not being able to find that level of camaraderie again anywhere else. And so a lot of people that I've talked to that have gotten into RCs and MCs are prior military and looking for that bond again. That is almost irreplaceable.
Generally, AMA is more of a family type club.
Okay.
It's less commitment. Whereas 1%, I don't want to speak for all 1% clubs, and from my experience, 1% club, the one I was with it was very serious. I mean,
Sure.
we had a lot of fun, but it was a commitment. If you're not taking care of your family and you're not taking care of your job, chances are you're not going to take care of your brothers. Okay. Now, again, that's not every
That
club,
makes sense.
but most clubs go by that philosophy. People who feel brotherhood are usually family people.
That makes sense too. Yeah.
So, and I tell people, you got to feel brotherhood to get brotherhood back. I get a lot of people who've joined clubs and say, I didn't feel the brotherhood. And I tell them, when you weren't there, when you were there, you had a bad attitude, so, but you didn't put it in, so you expect people, I had a motorcycle, I did the Biker Lowdown, which was my show I did for like 2.5 years.
Okay.
That show I did from my old clubhouse.
And then I understand you've had some parts with other motorcycle.
I help
radio
out with
shows as well.
Motorcycle Mayhem Radio, which is a great, by Johnny Rizzo. Johnny Rizzo is a character. We have great people that come on that show, and we have a lot of good times.
Well, the nice thing about it is my first year with the Red Barn Riders, the Nathan's Ride, we raised enough money for that young man to go down to Disney World, and he's a special needs child. He's in a wheelchair for the remainder of his life.
You're having the effect on somebody, but you don't realize how many people that spreads through. When you're doing something positive for one person, how many people see that, how many lives you're touching. Yeah, the ripple effect.
The one thing I really like about this area, the Catskill, the Catskill region, is just how many places are biker friendly. It's really surprising. And like I said, I'm coming from Long Island. I get pulled over. You get the police, they pull you over. They see a biker and they give you a really hard time. Yeah. I've been pulled over up here, and the cops are actually friendly. And to me, that's like a foreign concept.
Yeah. Well, excellent. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate this.
All right, my pleasure.
And we'll keep an eye out for events being put on by the Red Barn Riders.
All right.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.